And you can see I'm recording and I'm managing without my computer. All right. Okay, so I don't know, did you have a chance to watch my video?
For the last
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, so I got everything all figured out. I got it, I understand it all now.
Awesome.
Okay, so this one, so this is different, so, because this is where you have the primary and secondary coil. And the other one that I was looking for was the one that showed like all the windings around a solid block.
That you went that with the dock logo, was it that one? Or?
No.
Was it one I showed you before? Or was
It was one you showed me last time.
Okay.
Start recording. All right, so let's say I want to get, I'm not going to do the entire circuit because that would be a long time.
Right.
But if I wanted to just get the KVL from one of the loops here. How do I paste? All right, I won't paste. All right. Okay, so we have, I'll just write on this maybe, if I can. Screen rate, let's see if this works. Okay. Huh. This is all new to me. Learning new things about my tablet. How do I get out of it? Copy. Paste. Paste. Why won't it paste? Do you see something that I'm not seeing?
I mean, not really. Yeah, you had it copied, and I'm not sure why it pays from there.
All right. Okay, just help me remember, can I do split screen? I can. All right. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to do the top loop. So what you have to do is you first you draw the currents. That's up to you. You can decide how you want them to be. The dots are given. So the dots are just like a function of the direction of the windings, which, you know, that's just given. So you don't control that. But you do control the direction of the currents that you decide. So we'll use the ones that they have here, I1, I2, and I3. And I'll do the top loop. I'll do the KVL for the top loop. And we have a dot here, and we have a dot here, and we have a dot here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the top loop in the direction that we drew the current, and we're going to write all of the voltage drops based on what we see here. We have the impedances in the phasor domain, and so for each inductor we have its impedance from its self-inductance that's given, and we are also told what the mutual inductance is between every inductor and every other inductor. So I'm going to go through, and the first thing I'm going to do is write the impedances or the voltage drops due just to the self-inductance. And the self-inductance is just J omega L, and that's already given for you. Now, because we drew the current, then we decided what side we're calling positive and what side we're calling negative on these. And the side that the current goes into is the positive side. That's just the passive sign convention. And so those are the positive sides for the self-inductance. So as I go through going around this loop, I will have 5I3 for the 5 ohm resistor at the top, plus J10I3 plus J6. Now going through that inductor, I have both I3 positive and I2 negative. So I'll have I3 minus I2. And then for the 2 ohm resistor, I'll have plus 2, and I'll have I3 positive minus I1 negative. Now I need to look at the mutual inductances. So I'm going to draw my top loop again. I'm going to leave out the resistors because they don't do anything. They don't make any mutual inductance. So I'm not concerned about them. So, and I'm doing the KVL on the top loop. So I care about this other inductor, but only in the sense that it is causing a mutual inductance for the ones in my top loop. So now I have to look at all of the interactions between the inductors in this loop and every other inductor and current that I have. So I want to identify what currents I have going through these various inductors. Through this top inductor, the only current I have is I3 going this direction. In this inductor, I'm going to label these inductors A, B, and C. In inductor B, I have I3 going this direction, and I also have I2 going this direction. And in inductor C, I have I2 going this direction, and I have I1 going this direction. And make sure I have the dotted side identified. Okay, so in my loop that I'm going around, I have I have multiple different interactions that I have to pay attention to. So for inductor A, I have to pay attention to the current from I3 through B and the current from I2 through B, and I have to pay attention to the current from I1 through C and I2 through C. All of those currents through those other inductors are going to have an effect on inductor A. So the currents through those other inductors will cause an effect on my inductor that I'm looking at right now, which is A. So I want to look at the inductance, or the voltage drop that comes from the currents through inductor B and its effect on inductor A. So that's going to be, so our value for the mutual inductance that's given is J3. So it'll be J3, and then I3 is going into the dotted side of A. I3 is also going into the dotted side of B. So that means this will, for the one that's coming from I3, it'll have the same sign as our self-inductance, which is positive. Now I2 going through B is going into the non-dotted side, so it will have the opposite sign as our self-inductance, which is positive, so that'll be minus J3 I2. And then we have I2 and I1 that are going through inductor C that will have an effect on I3, have an effect on A. And that mutual inductance is J3. And I2 is going into the dotted side of that inductor, and so it will have the same sign as the self-inductance of A, which was positive. So it'll be J3 I2 and minus J3 I1. Now I have to do the same thing for inductor B. I have to see how all the other currents affect inductor B. So from inductor B, I'll have I3 through A, I'll have I1 through C, and I'll have I2 through C. So I3 through A. So when I'm looking at inductor B, I'm looking at the current, like my KVL, I'm going around in this direction. So I'm going into the positive side, into the dotted side. I3 is going into the dotted side of A, so that will have the same sign, and that will be J3 I3 from inductor A. And then I will have I2 will be positive from inductor C, so that'll be plus J2 I2 from inductor C, and it will be minus J2 I1 from inductor C. And then let's see if I have the same number of terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 5I3, J10I3, J6I3, minus J6I2, 2I3, minus 2I1, plus J2I2, plus J3I3, plus J3I3, minus J3I2, minus J3I1, plus J3I2, And I think I just missed the first minus J2I1.
Nice.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, it made a little more sense. I have to go back and watch.
Okay, yeah.
I see what's going on, the approach.
Okay.